Okay, hello everybody. We are here then for the Premier Division Grand Prix in Britain here in PRL, Performance Racing League. And now here we are following Kelsey's in the Williams doing softs. Everybody is currently has selected the soft side except for Sir Capilot being on the mediums. He is also on the outlap. But Kelsey is the one out first, so we're going to have to follow him here for the first lap here and see how it goes. Of course, this is a very famous and iconic track. A lot of things can happen. Yeah, a lot of overtaking spots, especially here. I'm not super confident on the corners, but I got some. This should be club now here, which he needs to get a good exit on, put on the ERS. Yes. Now then, into 8th gear, almost touching 300 kph mark, and then going into these very tight and technical corners to then get on to the straights here. Here, this is a very technical section here. If you go on the gas too early, you can find yourself out on the gravel to the left of you. But then here, from the Grand Prix of Britain in IRL, we had a very large crash here. But here, Kelsey takes that smartly. It's going to be very interesting to see then how they take that corner. And then here, Maggots. And then Beckett, smoothly down there by Kelsey, who's looking to have a good lap yet. I unfortunately don't have a benchmark time, what should be bad, good or bad. Let's see how, sorry I think that was my internet a bit. Then here, trying to finish this lap as good as he can. Gets wide, but he managed to stick it in 127.2. I think that's good benchmark for as the first lap. I'm not sure though, so please don't take my word for it. Just go into pits. I think we'll go into pits. Not sure what to follow. Then we have Adri here. He's quick. Adri's very quick here. Yes, he does a 126.5. That's put him in a 7/10 advantage to Kelsey's. Of course, I want to run it up yet. Now we have Team Mike in the Haas having done a, well, not sure what it is, but it is a 1.2 deficit of Adri. Tamar, what's up? It's good. We're here in with the Premier Division. Look like a spicy race, I hope. There, Team Mike led in Sir Caplock through. Yeah, he is on the mediums. Still putting a purple sector 1. That's very good by him. Then we go into Cops here. What will do in Cops will stick it. He sure will. Not even a single tire out on the left side. Skillful here, then not keeping it planted. It keeps it very smooth around Maggots and Beckett's. Then here, Hanger straight. This is what I would say is one of the better overtaking opportunities here. Either here or the Wellington straight. Then Stowe keeps that good as well. Not too keen on going to the limits of the track, keeping it slim. Then Club. That should, and that puts him in 3rd place. 8/10 disadvantage. But still though, that's all the mediums with one more lap run on those. Bass in third, 1.6 6 tenths disadvantage. So we're getting closer to what these guys can do now with the modern run, but we're still far away from what I think is most achievable. Of course, the track will all get better and better by every lap. That's how Formula 1 tracks work. Yeah, still a lot of people have not done their laps yet. Then here, Weir is now going to start it, so we can follow him. Oh, and that's him already off in turn 1, having already been denied that lap. That's just to save the tires and go to the pits, mate. Sorry, unfortunate. Jetty then can he do, but Weird missed on. Strong there. Yes, that Wellington straight, a good straight here. Something that's a lot of, that's a purple sector 1, but something that a lot of people love about this track, me included, is that overtaking here is both very easy and very hard, seeing as you can take multiple lines, especially in Brooklands and Luffield, but also in Stowe, making overtaking and defending here a skillful task to comprehend. Then here, Jesse, also very good here. Round that, will he set another purple? No, it's not. It's a 103.6 yet. Then in Stowe. Oh, one of the last corners and he misses it. Should have gone into pits again. What will he do though? He has enough ERS to finish the lap. Or, well, sorry, to start a new one. Will he do that? No, he is saving for now. And MSC going on the mediums. But I think more important than that, we have Adri, which is our pole sitter by almost half a second, who is now starting his second lap. So I think that we should follow him just to see what he can do here. Oh, and he has braked off. Not sure why. His lap is still green. Probably just did not get a good exit out of Village. Oh well. Then we might as well go to MC. Oh, has had a spun. He spun, and that's called a spin. And as now he spins again. Very unfortunate. As now the Jerry zooms past him. What can he do here? Jerry's also very quick. Ooh, that's so close, but he gets cops done. Being very aggressive on the curbs, just on the limit. That is how you do a purple middle sector. Then, so how much curb does he take? He takes no curb. A slight take on the curb on the right, and then goes steadily onto the curb on the left. Then here, take as much track as you can. His rear axle does step out a bit, but still that's P2. Almost 2/10 behind Adri, so the field is now tightening up, which is very fun to see. Oh, and Tambar here is giving us the insider information. Tambar in the comment section is saying there's going to be a wet race, maybe even full wet. So that's very interesting to what can happen. Yeah, now that it's a lot to a quality is a lot to take in for one commentator, but we see here Cal Rob zooming past. He's also very quick here. So what can he do? Meanwhile, as we follow him, we can actually take up the standings. So let's see then. And Premier. Okay, so the constructors has Mercedes leading, and then Aston Martin and McLaren. Those are the top three. I'm all going to name those. And Mercedes has a pretty large margin. Of course, Aston Martin can overtake today, but Mercedes is looking. They're looking steady. And then the driver's standings is that Dean Stein, the Dutchman of Mercedes, who is currently in P3, still 6 tenths behind, is leading with 247 points. That's a lot. And behind him is Bass in the Aston Martin. So those two have a bit of a rivalry going on, with Bass being in the deficit of 31 points. So that's very special. And then we have Adri, Jair, Calrop, Maxiclair, FRL Charlie, IFR Fruitful, Dougtree, and Boas. Those are the top 10. And then we got Team Mike, Bronco, Steinsab, Weird TV, Grack, Kelsey's, T Widow, KSX, Jesse, and Rene to finish out the standings of the full-timers of this division. No one really out now setting a lap. They're about to finish the lap. Or pretty slow. Well, we'll have MST Sport here. Let's see if he can do anything about that fact. Or is he just warming up the tires? No, it shouldn't be. Yeah, as you see here, there's a lot of courses they can take into Woodlands, I think it was called. Yeah, Greg also says that it will be rain, so everybody is on that. It will be a rainy race. That's always good to know. Yeah, I haven't really got any data here on MST Sport. Still, he will try to finish this lap as good as he can. Will it be an improvement? It will probably be, yes, into 9th. That's a good lap. 0.87 hundredths, or sorry, 87 hundredths deficit to Adri, who is still just on his best lap. Which was one of the first laps of the quali, making this quali more boring than it should be. Thanks, Adrian, for that. There, that we can follow him through these mags and buckets. Very good line. A 1:3:02. I think that's good. Although I think that the telemetry is making a joke. It says that it's 3.4 minutes. But now you see Calrob being in a good distance here, 2 tenths up in his best time. That would put him in 4th currently. So yes, it's a huge battle between these top 5, I would say, in the championship. Plus Kelsey's. At least from what I know. Well, let's see here, Calrob. He takes a bit more curve than Jair, I would say. Once again, though, getting that lap. Red. Yeah, that's not what you want, because yeah, it was not a large improvement, only slight. But still, it does not count, unfortunately, for him. Now that we have only 2 drivers here who has not set in a time that could be detrimental to their races. Then we have Weird TV and FL Charlie being in tow of each other. So that what can we do here? Weird TV not taking any curb. Oh, so close to getting that. Oh, I was going to look at something because my vocabulary is invalidated. It's called invalidated. Good. Thanks, stewards. He was so close to getting that lap invalidated. After Charlie then, how it goes with a 1:27.6. You compare that to Jair. Yeah, Jair is 1 second quicker than Charlie in that corner. Weird TV, oh, taking a lot of curb there. Easy clean though, that's the optimal way of taking that, but very risky. Oh, 10 bar, yeah, sure. I can do that. There you had the times. Jesse has retired. First retirement of this quali session. Probably won't spectate the others. Then Weird TV, what can he do here? Looking solid. 13th place, and Charlie, who has gotten his lap invalidated. This is not looking good for Charlie. He will start at the bottom. And the AlphaTauri crew will not be too happy with him for that performance. Well then, everybody is either finished or in the pits, so I think that's quality done. Then what we say, Adri is by almost 3/10 having won this. Super performance by him in the Red Bull. Yes, Adam. Adam here being surprised that P6 is only a 27.0. Well, I tell this that it's because of their setups, because it will be a wet race. It's a fully wet race, probably on the wet tires, so they're probably not using their quickest, most dry setup. In case of me, I haven't done a wet setup yet, so this is kind of a fuffle for me. But still, we have Adri, Jair, Bass DJ, Sir Capalot, and Bradley FR running up the top 5. Just going to check in this. Only one driver, which I saw there, had gone on the mediums or even texted, and that was Sir Capalot. But he gets 4th, not on the mediums though, but on the softs. Kelsey's, yeah, and Bronco and Charlie only did one test on the same tire, so I wonder if those two had a quali ban. I'm not sure actually, but it's weird to only do one. Well then, yeah, as said, fully wet. This is not a surprise, not surprisingly, but it's very interesting though to see what happens, especially in T1. You probably want to do it in full, but not on the race, but not in the wet. Plus, there are 19 cars around you, so do you want to take it first on, head out full gas, or do you want to take it a bit more mildly? Let's see how it will happen, because someone will push and someone will try to stay slow here. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw a lot of wings being damaged as the now clocks to 5 seconds. Someone broken the holy rule of 2 minutes. So these years are going to be very angry. Say 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and lights out, and away we go for the British Grand Prix here. Here then, Adrian gets a better start than Jair, but Jair comes back. No, he doesn't. Here then, a Ferrari goes wide. Looks, a lot of people go wide, not trying to hurt each other's race, but it looks pretty solid currently. Not anyone having any broken wings, I hope. And no one has spun yet. That's very good to hear. And yeah, Adrian, Jair, and Baz has been keeping their positions, but Jair is hunting down Adrian here. Only 3 tenths behind. Meanwhile, Baz J is 8 tenths behind. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Jair is pushing, but Adrian is just keeping him, just keeping chill. Then in the stove, Jair will probably not try anything here. Then in Max and Beckett, someone here might lose it, and there are the strategies. It's either a 1-stop or a 3-stopper, or a 2-stopper. Sorry, but yeah, they say that it will be a full interest race here. Interesting. We'll see what happens. I just want telemetry, lap data. Yeah, position Bronco. Bronco has been on a charge. Meanwhile, MEC Sport has lost out. Here's a close battle between the two Alphas and FL Charlie. FL Charlie though loses out on it. Has a damaged wing, so he needs to pit now. Does any other pit? Yes, Matt Player. MEC Sport, as said, has had a spin before. But yeah, Bronco, really good race for him. Also, Sir Cavalot having lost out a lot. Then Greg here, trying it on Kelsey's. Will it work? Unfortunately not for him. But MEC Sport is not looking to have any damage though. That's good for him. Then Greg here hunting down Kelsey's. 3 tenths behind, closest in the race, except for Sir Cavalot doing this, trying the same. Now here, being really close to Mike. Then into Woodcut. Use the ERS. Now no one wants to give the position. Is this going to be a Verstappen Hamilton position? No. Sir Cavalot does the smarter move and keeps it out, but instead tries to get a better exit now here to Max Vegas, but once again skips it. Of course, not focusing on now, but on the length of the race. A spin could be detrimental. Still, no safety car. That's good always. Greg still following super close to Kelsey's. Oh. super sorry for that. My controller, I don't have a lot of battery. Hope there was no overtaking in those 10 seconds. Yeah, here is a bit of a train here, where the leader is Jesse, and then Sir Caplot in the behind. So it's a question there: who will push for for a position? Who will be a bit more calm? Yeah, Adam, yeah, my controller is dead. But it should charge before my race, so, yeah. Then, Sir Caplot here being close to Mike. Below 3/10. This is a very dangerous section to be close in. Seeing as the bad air gets even closer now, of course, the rain is not as heavy. Well, the bad air does not get as bad in the rain. So he has to go at a way slower speed, but then here, yeah, once again, very close. Will try anything at club. He does not use any ERS, but still tries to outbrake Team Mike. Should probably have gone with the ERS. But of course, I'm not a premier driver. Probably FR in probably has had a spin. So he will now be looking at the latter part of the drivers. Yeah, you can see her Sir Caplot being way more confident than Team Mike, I would say, in the braking zones, trying to, if anything, stress out Team Mike here. Being as close as he can, and you say, hey, let me through, I am the quicker car. But just tactics works will not shed. As now MST Sports has pitted. Now, of course, there's no DRS, seeing as it's very wet out here. So that's very good for the defending part, but not for the attacking part, of course. So he can't really get too close here. He was again being very aggressive on that inner curb. We're here getting not such a good exit as the last lap. So one trying to move here. There actually goes a bit wide, probably gets a penalty. It's now a Doug trio. They got a 3-second penalty. Actually, a lot of people have gotten penalties. Let's see though. Yeah, also 2 people have done their stops, and he's not one of them. Stop penalties. Bradley has has gotten 2 3-second penalties. That's grave. And then we have FR Charlotte, who has a 5-second penalty. Probably for contact, but could also be for speeding in the pit lane. Then we have Grack, who's also very close to his competitors with the 3-second penalty, and then Doug Trio, which is the leading Ferrari out of the pressing horses. But still, Jair being 8/10 behind Adri. Should try to not stress out his tires too much, but of course they're probably very skilled and know all these things. But it's crazy though how Sir Caplot has been able to keep this pressure on. But so has Team Mike, and with these 3 fighting, even Weird TV has been able to join the party. And so, once again, being aggressive there, as now Jay puts on even more pressure with winning the fastest lap. A 1:38.1, I think it was. These guys are way slower, so they lose a lot of time being behind each other. But also, here, Team Mike and Bronco, these guys are teammates. They might not be in a call, but they still know that the team is everything at this point. So, Team Mike, if anything, these two will defend not only for each other, but for their teammate. It will be very interesting to see what will happen after that. And then we have Calrob here to get another perspective, a bit more up front. Trying to attack Dugtree here, being in the half second gap, coming into Max Beckett. Also him very aggressive on the curbs, trying to gain as much speed as he can and keep his car as straight as possible. Also there, that will give him an improvement of 2.6 tenths. So it shows that being aggressive is helpful. As Adrian Jair now puts in time with 1:37 with 7. As Callum does improve by 3/10, still not being able to get by Dugtree though, who is not really sleeping. The weird TVs, and here Sir Cavalot has lost the ball here of Team Mike, as Team Mike is now pressurizing his teammate of Bronco, as Bronco has been, well, a slight one, and has to give the positions, and it has now gone from the front of the train to the last cage. No, sorry, not cage of that train. So say that he was not the fastest one of them. To see what can happen here. But also, Weird TV showed promise, attacking Sir Catlett as good as he could. Then will be able to get closer once again. Bradley FR. Here has had a bad race, losing 10 position after spinning in club. But getting now close to both now. Using ERS, so does both. But Bradley really wants that position, takes the outside here. And Bose does not put any effort into trying to defend, probably focusing on the on the race as a whole. So yeah, probably smart driving. Not trying to take out each other, of course. There's Steinmine, Seatmine. As Jair has lost 2 seconds now since when we first got showed him. So yeah, probably saving tires. Maybe it's just way too quick here around this track. I'm not sure. He's been leading every lap and got the pole, so that would not be too surprisingly. Then so Sima is the one furthest up, which is within a 1 second gap. It's going to be very tricky to overtake around Bass here. Oh, and as we just showed Sir Cavalot, he does get a 3-second penalty in the hunt of Team Mike. So I should probably not do that. I'm probably giving him some bad luck currently. As though someone who's not having bad luck, that is Jair is spinning another fast lap, as Greg gets a 3-second penalty. Now we can also show MST being lapped by Adri after 9 laps. Very unfortunate for him here. Probably looking to have a good Grand Prix, but it's already lapped, unfortunately, and will probably keep on doing so as Zaire and Bass is not too far behind. Now another one which is very close is Jesse in the Alpine hunting down Grack. Keep it super close in Woodcut. And then here doesn't go far out. Yeah, Calrob is putting the pressure on Dugtree here, and Dugtree is showing some cracks here, only having 40% ERS left. Meanwhile, Calrob is having it does have 90% left, so you just not take it too risky now, as MC now is being lapped for 6th position. I wonder if that's an AI thing, as he is ghosted. Or that might just be that Premier does have ghosting on. Meanwhile, in Tier 2, we don't. Anyway then, Calrob here, putting pressure on, using some ERS, but if he does not see the overtaking move, he doesn't take it, as Charlie has had a spin at Club. It might be Vale even. But look like Club. So yeah, that's very unfortunate for him. Those tires could not be very hard coming into this section here. But he keeps it steady. Good for him, good for him. Steinlein, though, very slowly but steadily shrinking that gap to Bass. Going from 8 tenths to 6 tenths, now to 7 tenths, now then back down to 6 or 5 tenths. So these two are having a real battle of speed, but so now FL Charlie has once again spun on those already steaming hot tires. Now then, on this lap though, Calrob has way more ERS, three times more than the car in front. He will probably try something here. Only needs to get a really good exit now onto the Wellington straight. It's now FL Charlie once again is spinning. This just went from bad to worse for the AlphaTauri driver, unfortunately. Though still not last. But hopefully just keeps it in, just keeps it on track, seeing as every position here gets you points. Then Calrob here, what can they do? Just to get a good exit here. Yes, but not as good as Dugtrio. But now the closest one battle here is actually for 3rd position. Bass versus Stein. The one in 2nd in the standings versus the one in 1st. The Aston Martin versus the Mercedes. What will happen then? These two have similar ERS, but Bass has like 20% more. That's not Charlie has pitted for new tires, but while doing that he gets a 5-second penalty. Has then DNF'd. not seeing the race being worth it anymore, unfortunately, as he also leaves the session. Unfortunate. Then Steinman here, what can he do? Of course, it's not a corner we want to overtake. Like this track though, is a undercut being planned? Because we're almost getting to the half of the race here, so the people should be looking the box soon, if not this lap. So let's say that Steinman pits now. Will he then have a will then be 8/10 quicker than Bass for one lap and being able to put that in? We'll see. And we'll pit this lap. No one does. And now Calrab is once again super close. But also VRTV has actually passed Sensor Caplot. In Stowe, I'm just like the Monegasque. I can't look at the single overtake of the race. Very sorry for that. But they will probably show that in the overtaking channel. But still, that's a very smoothly done overtake by Weird. As I said earlier, he did show promise, pressurizing him, and now then we'll try to do the same with Team Mike. Yeah, once again though, putting a lot of showing time into 3 battles. I'm sorry, but it's either those or the ones being in a 4 to 6 second gap. It's not very interesting. Yeah though, Doug Trio and Calrab. Here you have the penalties once again. Doug Trio, this lap looking to defend really close now to get into the. That might be the closest that these two drivers has been the entire race. And now Doug Trio then pits. Calrab then, he has been the quicker of them two, but is he that much quicker? He needs to pit this lap to not get well. It's not certainly an undercut, but still he will be quicker. So Calrab will need to hustle now and get some new tires on before Doug Trio is passed. Yeah, as said also, Weird City has now is now after 1 lap ahead of Team Mike, as Bradley FR has DNF'd. Now though, that is, it looks like in the box, I believe so. Yes, that's not anything on track. That is him leaving the session. Now the rear to the on Team Mike. Oh, that's risky. Don't do it. He doesn't. Both being very agreed upon terms of what not to do, it looks like. Oh well said, what not to do on this racetrack in the wet. Now all of them, these 4 drivers, every one of these has penalties, as this train still keeps on chugging. Then who here will pit? Team Mike pits, and also of course Calcis has pitted, but oh, he must have had a spin because Doug Trio is 9 seconds ahead. So yeah, Sir Calot still being very close to VRTV here. These are having the battle of lifetime, it seems like. But perhaps a bit too hasty on that throttle, and his rear axle steps out, putting him 3/10 behind. Here then, now these two have similar ERS levels, but Sorcabla does get a good exit and does have the toe. What will happen here? Is the straight too short? Yes, it is. The overtake can't be done there. We got a good exit. No, he instead he gets a 3-second penalty and goes into the pits. He will probably overtake Weird TV then, if he does get a good lap out lap doing the undercut. That's very interesting. Now then, only 10 laps to go out of this very interesting race so far, but no safety cars. That's, well, I was not believing that would happen. Dugtree being super close to Bolsonaro. Let's see who here has pitted. Oh, it's our wrong page. Yeah, everyone in the top 9 has not pitted yet. Now that's interesting, because I'm not sure then how it will happen. Or well, Dugtree will exit now super close to Bolsonaro on those better tires. Will that also get a better exit here? But he skips out of the ERS, not seeing it. That's a good move. Oh, being super close to Bolsonaro there. Oh, and that's just dangerous. And Bolsonaro there, by peer pressure, does need to leave the space and let Dugtree by. Then here, who pits now? Still not anyone from the top drivers is pitting. I'm actually not sure why. If it is the dry compound that they are waiting for, or is it just that they don't feel like pitting at all. Of course, in the wet, you can take the tires full length. Something shown today, if you watch the Turkish Grand Prix by Ocon, it is allowed during wet races, so don't do a pit stop. So I wonder if that what these guys are planning to do. Then they just need to keep these tires as good as possible. As Najee gets a 3-second penalty. That is his first. Now then, that only leaves 4 drivers not being without any penalties on this track. Very skillfully done. And that though is Bass, Calrob, Bronco, and Bo. So just a bit of a minor applause for these 4 drivers who being able to keep it clean, at least till this point in the race. Then here going close to MSC Sport. For the second time, I believe then. So 2 laps. That would give Steinmeier some very bad traction. Well, sorry, the dirty air, which will leave him lacking from at close to Bass. But then, yeah, Bass has like 30% more ERS. Steinmeier will not be able to put in anything here, lacking the ERS which is needed for a good overtake around here. Still, these two being having held this gap and this pace for the whole race, it's mesmerizing. Not a single mistake. Talking about mistakes, it looks like Ratchet spun. Unfortunately, not a good day for the AlphaTauri drivers here. Really not. He also has 9 seconds, which is the most out of anyone on the grid. Then, now looking into a bit further in the race, we can still that Sir Caplot is the one who has lost the most positions, being 9 positions. So on the other hand, we have Bronco having gained 9 positions. That also being having not pitted. Meanwhile, Dogtree has pitted and is looking to take those to minimize those increases of positions. But I'm not sure. These cars around these first sector is looking more and more swingy, which will not lead to any good pace. It might even lead to some spins. So this might be a risk. I would love to see the amount of tire wear that these drivers are going through currently. Here then, Calarob inside the half-second gap. Being super close, but can't get it to work here, Calarob. This wet weather is not helping the overtaking opportunities of these drivers. We were hoping for a good sunny Britain, but instead got this, a normal Britain. Yes, not so happy about that. But anyways, Dogtree also, Sir Caplot, being super close, trying to go around in Vale. The overtaking still goes on his club, but T-Max gets the better of him. And he's able to keep that position. Meanwhile, Dogtree is just overtaking Bronco. Nothing happens for 10 laps, and then everybody overtakes each other. As seen by Sir Caplot being overtaken by Grack. Yeah, just for short, we can go around the lap here from Adri. You're seeing what the leading car does on a normal lap. So then, he takes very aggressive curb taking, trying to get this corner as straight as possible. That of course being to minimize the braking. Then here, aggressive downshifting from what I take is 8 to 6. You can really hear the gears burning. Then, oh, so close to the limit and getting a penalty, but he doesn't. It has only gone 3 seconds. Then here, once again, touch the curb slightly. Then no curb, and then a lot of curb. Then once again curb, but no bollard. Save there. Once again, same here. Oh, that's very close to bollard. Not touching the last corners though, and that is a lot with Adri. Thanks for that. Now we're still following the battle for third. Caleb gets a bit wide, tries to get a better line here. They're really close now, 3/10. He has way more ERS than Steinmine. 10 times more. Doesn't get it working. Steinmine probably has a lot less wing because he has a crazy top speed, I would say. Keller though being really impressive, being able to keep such a large amount of ERS in his battery. That takes, I don't know what it takes, but it takes something for driver being able to, well, firstly keeping the pace, but also being able to the self-control of keeping it for another lap. Same with Sir Capella being at 100%, though that's not something that you want to do either. Right here, getting super close to Capella. Oh, slightly on the grass, He does not have as much ERS and will have to exit sooner, which is in itself defending Sir Capella from any overtaking, as now Greg has already used all of his deployments. Super close there, tight braking zone. Now though, this fight for third position has actually now simmered a bit, with all drivers being close to the 1 second mark between each other. So I think that Bass can, well, he can breathe out a bit for now. But you never know when Steinman and Calab is going to pounce again. As now Jess goes in for the soft. Is this the master plan that all these top 9, top 7 has been planning for? Let's see what Jess is doing here though. I don't think, no. This is way too wet, I'm sorry. This will not hold up. No. Jess had such a good race going for him. This is not what he needed. I don't know if this was intended or not. But it's currently... Oh, this turned from bad to worse. Jesse went onto the softs. Now then, blocking with his disadvantage in pace, blocking Greg, which then has spun out into barriers, making this the first real collision of the day, though. Yeah, Jess, that was not intended. I don't know if it was a mistake in the MFD or if it was just him hoping. The soft is not good here. If you see spray coming out of your tires, keep on the wets. That's a reminder for everybody racing. Yeah, that'll be straight into the garage again. He has, well, currently wasted this with only 2 laps to go now. So unfortunate. Although he does not pit. Okay. See here. He has to lift off. Oh, it's looking hairy for him. Meta player is quicker. But I doubt there will be some pleasantries being said between Greg and Jesse. Now though, finalizing, this is the closest they've been. Oh, sorry, this is the closest currently. Question is though, will Metaplay be able to overtake here? That's not impossible, being on a way quicker tire. Well then, using all these ERS because he knows that this is a worthwhile shot. As now DRS is enabled, JC just probably now have the quicker car. He should have it at least. To be honest, seeing that the DRS is allowed. But really though, that's not the focus. The focus should be on Adri, who is now just going to Vale, then Club, the 2-corner Club, and that is him winning the British Grand Prix. What a race from him. Not a single mistake on track or either on track, in the race, during quali. What a good race, as with the Graf has now retired from the session. Jerry then finishing, then back to G, that's our top 3, and then Steinlein, then Calrob. Let's just see what happened here. Looks like he did what Paris did, as JC has now spun. This race went from clean to from clean to dirty. Oh well, we have Junction now then finishing, then Bronco here soon to be finished. 8th position. I hope that he's happy with that. And then Bosno, Chelsea's. Let's start capital out here. Oh, finishing it off gracefully as ever. Then T-Mike, not being able to get it through. And then Matter Player. hopefully really happy with the overtake, and then Jesse here, of course, being very mild on the throttle in 14th position. He'll probably get a lot of stick after today's with the stewards. We'll see what happens. Then as now is finishing the last corner of the track. And that's race over. Officially then. Let's see, driver of the day being Bronco. Good race by him, impressive, doing that many overtakes. So yeah, once again, I hope that he's happy with the results. Yeah, here's the podium. A good race, a really strong race by these drivers. Well then, that's it. That is the race. Adri, though, I think that he actually got a slam dunk. Because that's fastest lap, pole position, and I think that he led every lap of this race, so that's really impressive. So yeah, so here's all the answers. It's a lot, mostly warnings, but not everything. I think even tier 2 has that takes the shorter while. Well then, that's it, and I thank you from PRL and from the commentary box, and I hope to see you again in, I think, not some minutes or so, or if not, next week. Bye.